Okay, we are going to do a quick review of materials that we should have already know already. Um, First things first, the distance formula. The distance formula is d equals the square root, and it really doesn't matter. So x minus x squared plus y minus y squared. It doesn't really matter in this case the order of your x's or your y's. So the difference of x's squared plus the difference of y squared, square root all of that. Next, our midpoint formula. The midpoint formula is a point, and to find that we do x plus x to divide that by 2 for the x coordinate, the point, and the y plus y, divide that by 2 to find our y coordinate. So it's an x and y at the x's, at the y's, divide that. Our slope, on the other hand, that matters. Our slope formula, remember, is our rise over our run, which is if you had our y's is on top, so y of 1 minus y's of 2 divided by x of 1 minus x of 2, and that will give us our slope. And it doesn't matter which point you consider as 1 and which point you consider as 2, as long as you are consistent. So let's try some of this out. First things first, distance formula for this one. A, our point is negative 1, 3, 1, 7. So our distance formula, I'm going to subtract the x's. Our x's here are 1, negative 1. So here, negative 1 minus 1 squared plus, and our y's now are 3 and 7 plus 3 minus 7, 3 minus 7 squared. This gives me, simplify this, negative 1 minus 2, that's negative 2 squared. 3 minus 7, that's negative 4 squared. Negative 2 squared, that is 4. 4 squared negative is 16. It does see that why it doesn't matter our order, because even if it's our answer is positive, it's still going to be positive. If it's negative, going to end up negative. So this is the square root of 20. Or if we simplify this, which is the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. 4 is a perfect square, so this is 2 root 5. Either is perfectly fine. Our midpoint here, let's do x plus 1, so negative 1 plus 1, divide that by 2. 3 plus 7, divide that by 2. Negative 1 plus 1, well, that's 0. So here, the first one is 0, divide by 2, and the other one is 10, divide by 2. So we're left with 0 and 5. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Our slope, now I'm going to be careful. I'm going to use my blues first, and remember, it's y's over x's. So here, it's going to be 3 minus 7. So I used this 3 first. That means I have to use the negative 1 first. The negative 1 minus 1. And now I just gotta find that distance, find that slope. 3 minus 7 is negative 4 over negative 2. Simplify that some more. That gives me positive 2. The slope is just 2. So here is my slope. Here is my midpoint. And here is my distance. I could have used I could have done the square root of 20, and that would have been an appropriate answer also. Let's go on practice on number 2. Our distance, subtract our x's, so 2 minus negative 4 plus, square, plus 4 minus negative 7 square. Simplify that some more. 2 minus negative 4 is the same thing as saying 2 plus 4. I'm going to change these into pluses. 2 plus 4 is 6 squared plus 11 squared. This gives me 36 plus 121. 36 plus 121, that gives me 157, and I don't think there's any way I can simplify this some more. If I just wanted the decimal of 157, see here, if I square root that, 157, that's about 12.5. So that could be my answer right there. My midpoint, add my x's. Yes, add my x's, so 2 plus negative 4, divide that by 2. Add my y's, 4 plus negative 7. Divide that by 2. 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. 4 plus negative 7 is negative 3. I cannot simplify 3 halves. It doesn't divide evenly. I'm just going to leave it as 3 halves. But negative 2 divided by 2, that's negative 1. So this is negative 1, negative 3 halves is my midpoint. My slope, y's first. So 4 and negative 7 is what I'm going to use. So 4 minus negative 7. So that's the difference of y's. X's, 2 minus negative 4. So this changes into plus. My slope then is 11 over 6. 11, 6. It doesn't simplify more. That is my slope. Here is my midpoint. And that is my distance.